Imagine this. You're sitting down at a table having lunch with your parents and you really want to tell them something. You want to buy a banjo. And you were planning this for weeks and weeks. You already tried the banjo and guitar center. You want to go buy it, start playing it. And then everything starts crumbling apart. Your dad starts yelling at you saying, who the hell plays a banjo? Your mom starts saying, you have no job, you have no money, you shouldn't be spending money. I'm here to inform you that persuading your parents how to let you buy a banjo is possible. We just got to use a simple system. A good tone of voice, show sympathy for their argument, show the facts of your argument, and compromise. And why should you be listening to me? Well, teenagers here, you can get away with more things if you know how to persuade your parents. Also, you look more respected because you have a system of persuasion. And for the adults, maybe teenagers have good arguments sometimes. So, let's listen up. First step is good tone of voice. And that is, it has to be smooth, civic, and clear. Smooth and civic is about the same. Smooth saying, in lawyers, in courtrooms, they argue with a low tone of voice and they show respect to the other person. Civic, what it's trying to say is, you're just showing respect to the other person and you do not raise your voice. Even though it's tempting, don't do it. This is not a fascist speech. You're talking to your parents and you should show respect. And smooth, about smooth, there's an example. Howard Dean was running for the Democratic presidential nomination. He started screaming his campaign trail, and everyone just started thinking, I'm not going to vote for this cuckoo. No. So for clear, what it means, stay on the subject. Don't go with the personal attacks. It's like Super Bowl commercials. The company puts out a commercial to buy that product. This is not about personal emotion, touchy-feely thing. And my banjo argument went over the top with arguing, with screaming over the top. It was like a screaming contest, but there was no banjo in the topic. So, from using a good tone of voice, we're going to be talking about showing sympathy. Now, why did my parents think that I should not get a banjo? Certainly, they have their own feelings, they have their own worries, they have their own backgrounds. What do they feel? Well, I'm working every day to keep this family on track financially, and he wants to go out there and buy a banjo? What do I worry about? I might lose my job. He's in college. He really needs to start saving money. Backgrounds, we came from Argentina. It's an economic crisis. Let's be frugal. Frugal is key. So let's step back from the argument. Maybe use reverse psychology. It might work. And if it does work, you do not have to move on to the next step. That is, rationalize your argument. Showing the facts. Showing the facts. I had the money. I wouldn't go bankrupt if I would buy a banjo. That's silly. And I'm more mature. My dad brought out that example back in 8th grade. I was into this baseball frenzy and I bought everything to play baseball, and then I never practiced. And yes, touche, Dad, but I was in 8th grade, and now I'm more mature, I'm in college, I know my values, and I know what to do. And my brothers, they all had their own musical experience, so why shouldn't I get a chance? So, where's the beef for their argument? This is a recession, I got no job, I'm in college. Now, final step to this whole system, compromise. Neither side is going to get whatever they want. My parents are not going to get the final say that I'm not going to get a banjo, and I'm not going to be able to buy the most expensive banjo out there. So maybe I could buy a cheaper banjo or do more chores around the house. There has to be a compromise. So what does this system really boil down to? I think this is not really that hard. Just using a good tone of voice, showing sympathy for their side, and then really coming up to a compromise. That is it. So, who knows? I never knew that a banjo would be such a dramatic topic, but now you know. Now you know that you'll become more respected if you use the system. You would get away with more things because now you know how to persuade them. And to adults, teenagers may be sometimes right.